The building we're in used to be St. Barbara's Chapel and was opened as a museum in August 2011. There are 7 display cases. The first 6 are permanent displays of traditional Ansotano clothes used every day and of costumes worn on fiesta days and celebrations. The final display changes each year and shows traditional costumes from other localities. Ansotano costume has its origins in the Middle Ages and is a magnificent reflection of the culture and way of life of our village. The clothes you will see on show here are all more than 150 years old and maintain the essence of earlier costumes despite the gradual changes in style that have happened over the years. The clothes are made with locally produced materials such as wool, linen, and with exotic delicate silks imported from further away. To better understand Ansotano culture and the traditional costumes, it's useful to know what life was like in the village in the past. Living in these mountains took a lot of work, and the men and women of ANSO who lived here before us were always busy with the different tasks essential for survival. Agriculture and sheep farming in the mountains were the most important activities, and transhumance, moving sheep to the mountains for the summer and to the lowlands in the winter, meant that ANSO wasn't an isolated village. Sometimes in the past, the women also left the village in winter to work in France. Other vital tasks included keeping the home, looking after the animals, and caring for the old and the young. These activities, the climate, culture, and the availability of the materials all influenced the design of the costumes. Until recent times, men wore calzón, the short over-trousers made of felt which were also called balons. Although calzón was just one part of the costume, men were described as vestían de calzón or vestían el calzón completo when they were wearing the complete outfit. We don't need to go back very far in the past to see these clothes in use. The last man to wear the Ansotano costume all his life died as recently as 1992, and the last woman died in 1986. In the 1950s, about 80 villagers still wore the traditional clothes every day. Nowadays, you can see us dressed in traditional costume on the last Sunday of every August, when we celebrate el Día de la Exaltación del Traje Ansotano, the day of the traditional costume of ANSO. The cultural and ethnological significance of the fiesta has elevated it to a national interest and importance, and since 2011, it is officially considered a Fiesta de Interés Turístico Nacional. In this fiesta, we enjoy getting together and showing visitors our clothes live, with scenes of everyday life and customs. If you'd like to visit the fiesta, get in touch with our tourist office and we'll inform you all of the details. In the meantime, you can enjoy the display of the costumes in our museum. The display cases you will see during your visit are 1. Men and women's working clothes. 2. Men and women's fiesta costumes and the Saiguelo costume, women's dress for going to church. 3. Complements accessories. 4. Children's costumes. 5. Wedding costumes. 6. Mayors and cofradia, religious brotherhood costumes. And 7. Guest costumes.